So yeah, I mean, I was apprehended, wasn't told why. I guess I was on an M1 hold, even though I wasn't a danger to myself or anyone else. They gave me medication that I cannot take, that I actually react very, very badly to before asking me about it. They didn't let me shit or piss. I literally had to unhook myself from the medical devices and risk getting like medicated again. And I walked out there and I said, I'm going to shit myself, because they literally shut the blinds and wouldn't listen to me for 2 hours. And I know what happens when like you don't shut up. Our mental health system, our justice system is so scary, so fucked up. What else? Oh yeah, and then they gave me more medication and continued to try to get me to go to sleep, and didn't let me see the psych evaluator for 18 hours. And guess who still passed that shit with flying colors? Fuck you. Okay, so I should correct myself just in case when this goes into a legal battle. I don't know how long it was, if it was 18 hours or not. I should not state that. I did not mean to state that. But it was a lot longer than it should have been. I can't tell you how scary it is when you are like a pretty much of sane mind and body. I was at the time. I knew exactly what was going on. I was completely lucid. Said multiple times I wasn't going to hurt myself or anyone else. And you say you don't want to, they give you an antipsychotic, and you say, oh, I can't take an antipsychotic. You feel completely out of your body, and then they say, don't worry, the psych evaluator will be in a minute. That's a horror movie. That's an actual horror movie, and that's why I have all these cold sores. But guess what? They gave me more meds. They tried to put me to sleep. I still passed. Never slept. But moral of the story is, I have cold sores. I have not slept in days because I have PTSD from the cops that I called to come and help me. Did I taunt them? Yeah. Was I a bitch to them? Yeah, I was. Because they were pretty horrible to me. Was I compliant with them? Yes. Did they still apprehend me against my will and medicate me against my will with medication that they didn't even know that I can't have? Yes. Did they hold me against my will, and did I still pass their psych eval with flying colors? Yes. Can you imagine if I wasn't a white woman? Can you imagine? I was stripped, thrown in a metal box with no reason. No real reason. It was out of their hands. Can you imagine if I wasn't white? Is this what you guys want? Like, is this mental health help? Is this mental health help? Because after I went to I got apprehended by the police for nothing except for getting mad at them for not doing their job, I can't stop having fucking panic attacks, and I've developed a fucking like a stutter essentially lately because I'm so upset, and I've had so much traumatic shit happen just from trying to get help, like mental health help. I'm so fucking sick of this. This country is disgusting with how they treat mental health. You guys are fucking disgusting. And of course I can't get a hold of anyone today. I finally talked to a cop, but like, it's just such a joke. There's no record of them apprehending me. So you guys get to apprehend someone, throw them in a fucking metal cage, not let them piss or shit, and then there's no record of it on your end. Oh my fucking god. Okay. I look like shit. That's okay. Please blow this up. Please fucking blow this up, you guys. This is the only justice I'm gonna get. I just spoke to the police. I'm gonna tell my story. I just got it on record from the Westminster Police that they don't have body cams. They don't have body cams on every officer, and after I was apprehended against my will, there's no record of it, by the way, because it never happened because I didn't do anything wrong. I'm gonna fucking throw up. This is amazing. So I have a whole 3-minute phone call with the Westminster Police Department sergeant telling me that they threw me in a metal box, didn't let me piss or shit, gave me medicine against my will, put me on an M1 hold when I wasn't hurting anyone, and we had come to an agreement, all because I'm smarter than them and can out-talk them, that they don't have body cams. There's no record of it. It's 2021. And she was like, we're getting them. I'm like, what, you guys don't have the money? She can't answer that, of course. So you guys, let's start a GoFundMe. Let's all pitch in. Okay, so I'm not gonna like address any more comments like this. I'm gonna do my best not to, because I don't need to go through more trauma. But honey, I am gonna address this one, because before this whole story starts, like, people who are gonna make comments like this, you guys need to think. It shows how ignorant you are. It shows how mean you are. It shows that you know nothing about trauma or neuroscience or the justice system or even politics, babe. Like, you just show how, like, it just shows how mean and ignorant you are. I'm sorry. So before people comment, please think about the fact that, like, I've been through real trauma and that it's gonna hurt me more. Okay, so think about that. And then I challenge you to go put yourself under a mental health hold for no reason. Have the cops throw you in a metal box for 14 hours. You can't piss or shit or anything. Drug you against your will, and then there's no record of it anywhere. And they tell you that you didn't do anything wrong, and that they don't have body cam footage to help you out. Go do that. And then, yeah, so I don't know. My point, the point of the video is, I have severe autism, I stutter. This is the second time that I've had extreme things happen with police, and I've had body cam footage used against me in court. So the fact that not every person, every fucking cop doesn't have a body cam, excuse me? That's just a basic human right. If you have the ability to come and apprehend someone against their will, drug them against their will, hold on to them, and not even be able to give them a reason, you better well have it documented on your end, honey. If you can ruin someone else's life, give them extreme trauma issues. The whole reason this even turned into a big deal is because I am so scared of the police and of the mental health system, because they have seriously screwed me over and hurt me. Yes, oh my god, okay, yes. I don't know how I got on the wrong side of TikTok. I don't understand, like, if I tag things like a cop and stuff, even though I don't think all cops are bastards. Okay, let me just get that out there. There are some very good cops, I believe that, of course. I'm not an idiot. Yeah, or like mental health stuff or autism or police brutality. I thought that those would be good tags, but can somebody help me? Like, I'm old and I don't know what I'm doing. Seriously, like, if you guys could help me, I would appreciate it. And I'm so grateful that there's even platforms out here. Like, when this first happened to me 10 years ago, you guys, like, there was nowhere that you could go post and people would, like, be able to talk about this. And mental health, like, for the younger generation, like, you guys are so lucky and you don't know. Like, you don't, I mean, maybe you do. But you guys are so lucky to be so, like, trauma informed and all of this stuff. So if you guys can help me, I know I'm an old lady, but please help this old lady blow this up and help me get on the right side of TikTok. Thank you. All right, so let's get into the real story about this, or the story about this. My lips, these are cold sores that happens when I'm stressed. I've had it since I was a babe, since I was born. It's a genetic thing. I didn't get it from sex, not that that's shameful at all either, but I've always had cold sores when I'm stressed, and I've never had it like this though. Like, that's how stressed I was, and this is like so improved. So like I have been in so much pain, and this happened like the very next day after this happened, like the night that I was in this cage. Yeah, so I just, like, I'm ready to tell this story. And we're gonna light a little cinnamon incense match. If you guys have never tried these are so legit. But yeah, they're so good. But we're gonna light a little bit of that, and, like, let's get into it, boys and girls. Literally, why does TikTok even do 15-second videos? I just think it's so annoying, and I hate when I start recording it and then I realize that. Okay, I just lit another one and I just actually inhaled that. Wow! This one's Holly Berry. I just wanted to say before I start that, Officer Cohen in Boulder, the Boulder PD, this happened with the Westminster PD, but he is the only person who has treated me like a human being in this entire experience, and he talked to me today and answered some questions that the Westminster PD won't answer. Like, they just won't talk to me anymore. I just wanted to say thank you, sir. Seriously. And on 4/5/2021 at approximately, I don't know, 2 p.m., he told me that I have every right to tell this story and everything that happened, and I also have a right to post the phone call that I have with the cops today, admitting that they have no idea like why I was apprehended and that there's no footage, there's no body cams, nothing. So, but anyways, thank you, Officer Cohen. You are a good man. Seriously. Okay, I'm so tired, but that's what happens when you go through real trauma. You don't sleep even though you're exhausted. I'm gonna post this, but I'm gonna just say this right now. I'm gonna try to not look at this for a couple days because I really actually need to try to rest, even though that's really probably not gonna happen. That's a joke for someone with complex trauma, but I need to like get offline, obviously, and take some time to take care of myself. But I just needed to get all of this out there. But if you're gonna post mean stuff, like, just think before you comment, because I probably will see it at some point. I mean, not just me, anyone, but seriously, like, think about it, you guys. Think about like what you say to people. There's a real person on the other side of the phone, and you could affect them for the rest of their lives. And for what? For some like little bitch ass comment that you want to make? Like, just think about it. And anyone who follows me right now, I will follow you back immediately because I want this story to get out there. Please. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes because I can't remember. I also just had to brush my teeth, of course, because of my fucking sensory issues. I have to brush my teeth like 20 times a day because of my sensory issues. Like, I cannot stand if my teeth don't feel right. I'm sure all of you really wanted to know that. Ow! I can't smile because of these fucking cold sores. So yeah, I'm just asking that TikTok, you do your thing. I've seen you guys do amazing things before for people, and this isn't for me. I don't want this for me. I want this for every autistic person. I want this for Elijah McClain. I want this for fucking George Floyd. I want this for Breonna. Ooh. I am a white woman in white, rich-ass America, and if anyone like thinks that police brutality is not real, like, you guys are fucking out of your fucking minds. Let's do it. Like, Jesus, take the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. Like, all my neurodivergent people will get this. You have ADHD, autism, frontal lobe issues, injuries. Like, I can't. It is taking me. Like, would anyone like to hear the story? Ow. Ugh. It takes me so long to fucking do anything because of these, whatever. If all my neurodivergent people get this, let's light some Oriental Blossom, and let's try to actually tell the story. Okay, Wednesday, the day before April Fool's. This has to be a joke. I hope it fucking is. I was, apprehended. I don't know how many fucking times I've said that. I was watching a dog for a friend. I went and, oh my god, I just need to like start this whole video over. I just need to start from the beginning. Fuck. Thank you for sticking with me, guys. Alright, sweet baby lord, let's try to tell this story. This past Wednesday, March 31st, my name is Allie. Hello. To April 1st, I was apprehended against my will, drugged against my will with medication that I can't have. And now I'm ready to tell the story. For anyone who's just joining, and for anyone who isn't, I apologize for saying that 5 billion times. Alright, so I'll try to get through this quickly. I was watching a dog for a friend. Also, before this, long story, but I've been through some crazy trauma earlier in the week. I was watching a dog for a friend, okay? I went to pick this dog up from Petco. Also, I was told that I had, before this, okay, my sister tested positive for COVID. We had spent like a long time together, so I was told that I had to quarantine for 7 days, okay? That's an important part of the story. Okay, so I'm told that I'm supposed to quarantine for 7 days, right? From a real doctor. Not supposed to go anywhere, okay? Before this happened, a few days before this happened, I was in the hospital, like on my own volition because I was having really, really bad panic problems, which they gave me benzodiazepines, which I hate, because they make me feel terrible for days after and really agitated and horrible. And that's a big part of this story. But sometimes when you have trauma and a history of trauma, you have to do that stuff. That's why I need to start speaking up about all of this stuff. I mean, it's all so crazy. Like, what trauma does to a person in, like, the rest of their lives, it's nuts. Anyways, so, I'm told I have to quarantine. After I get out of the hospital, I need to go pick up my friend's dog that I need to be watching. He had to put her in PetSmart, like the PetSmart hotel, because he was going out of town, and I ended up needing to go to the hospital, okay? Amazing. My videos are already, like, under review, so that's great. I mean, I have 300 followers, like, who cares, and this really happened. So whoever's reporting my videos, like, or if TikTok is wants to take my videos down, like, I'm sorry, you don't want me to talk about what happened? Please silence me more. Like, ugh. Anyways, hopefully these don't get taken down. Fuck, I haven't even told the story, but I'm told to quarantine. I go pick up my friend's dog from PetSmart, which I shouldn't have even done, but it was an emergency. I go pick her up. I've known this dog for 4 years. She has a very, very, very crazy specific diet. They did not feed her the food that she is supposed to have that is very expensive, but I just needed to get out of there. I take the dog back to my friend's house that I'm watching. She gets very sick all of the sudden, and it's not normal, okay? The dog. Okay, so, yes, so I pick her up. The dog is I pick her up the next day. She's so sick. She hasn't pooped. Okay, I know this dog very, very well. All right, so at 9 in the morning, she hasn't pooped, and then she starts acting crazy lethargic. And like I've had 2 pets die like that. Like they get super lethargic and then just die like within the next couple hours. So I start freaking out. She's getting lethargic. I don't have money to take her to an emergency vet. And my friend is out of town. I can't get a hold of them. I start calling PetSmart, and I just try to demand that they tell me what they fed this dog and why they didn't feed her specific food. She starts like pissing hot liquid out of her butt. Like I'm having to put coconut oil on it. Like she looks sick as fuck. Like I'm starting to freak out. Can't get a hold of anyone. Can't afford to take her to the pet hospital. Okay, so I try to get a hold of her normal vet. They cannot get her in that day, at all. They said you just need to take her into the emergency vet. I'm like, I don't know if anybody's been to an emergency vet, but it's literally like, I've had to pay almost $1,200 to get an animal seen before. So yeah. They tell me you can get care credit. Like, I'm sorry, this is not my dog. I am watching this dog. Like, no one can help me, okay? And of course I want to help the dog. Like, this is just crazy. I mean, this whole thing is crazy. So I start calling PetSmart at 9 in the morning. I don't get a hold of anyone till 11 a.m. because I call like a different number, right? And I'm a little pissed by that point, and basically they just tell me over and over again that they fed her what the owner left. They just kept reading me her chart, like what they fed her. Yeah, I just realized I'm so sorry. I have tagged Petco Westminster, I don't know how many times and all this stuff, and it was PetSmart. It was PetSmart, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Petco. Not that anything really happened, but my bad. It was PetSmart, my bad. That's amazing. I'm sorry, I've been a little stressed. So anyways, nobody will help me with this dog. And they literally basically laughed at me. And they were like, that's not our issue, that's not our problem. And I was like, well, whose problem is it? Like, who's gonna pay for her to go to this emergency vet and stuff? Like, I mean, you guys can't even tell me what she's eating, like, what you fed her. And I could tell, like, you can see when I know what 4 days of this dog food looks like. She's had the same fucking dog container for a very long time. I've watched her many times. I'm thinking of looking at myself, so I'm putting on goggles, but I think this might make things worse. Okay. Am I even recording? Oh my god, I see it. Okay. Alright. So, no, I literally can't think. Okay. So, yeah, nobody will help me with the dog. I start getting kind of mad. I'm also, like I said, I had been at the hospital, so, like, I've been so agitated from, like, all these benzos and stuff. So, I made myself, like, a couple whiskeys. Couple whiskeys. Don't mind. I'm also prescribed Adderall. I try to not take it because I hate it and it's a life ruiner and it's scary. But when you have frontal lobe issues, sometimes you like seriously need it. And I even only took like half my dose that day, but it does make me a little sassy, I'd say. Yeah, so I mean, that was literally the third time I've taken Adderall in a month, actually, because yeah, it's literally the worst, but it does make me a bit, like, sassier than if I hadn't taken it, again, like a small dose, but I think that, you know, it does have a part in it, and so does the whiskey, not the smartest move, of course, but again, I just been through something extremely traumatic, and, like, if any of you have been through benzo hell, like, when I get off of like, when I, you know, have to take them for a couple days or whatever because of my trauma, I mean, it's just a mess, you know, but I've been working on myself for a really, really, really long time, and that's why it's time to talk about it. Anyways, yeah, so all of these, you know, play a factor, but I was a little saucy, you know, a little, and like I said, I grew up in a cult, so, like, when authority or, like, people won't help me, that should be helping me, or people are doing something wrong, you know, like, just, like, hurting a dog that they shouldn't be hurting, like, okay, so I'm in this situation, I've already been through, like, a really traumatic event this week, like, there's just so much happening, and, you know, I'm supposed to be quarantining, so I'm mad, and I decided, and sassy, a little sassy, I'm always a little sassy, and, well, at least in those things, like, I am the nicest person in the world, but, like, if you're gonna hurt a dog, or, like, I don't know, like, I can become, like, a full-blown Karen, in the right situation. But other than that, I'm so freaking nice. I feel like I'm so nice. Anyways, don't know why I need to go on that tangent. But I just called the Westminster PD, like the non-emergency number, and I just asked them, like, what should I do? Like, I'm supposed to be quarantining. Like, I can't take this dog into the emergency vet. PetSmart won't tell me what they fed them. I can't just drive over there and demand to speak to the manager or demand to know what they fed them. Like, this dog is getting really, really sick. Like, what should I do? So, yes, there were substances involved, but, like, not in any way, shape, because I just want to be honest about, you know, my side of it. But not in any way, shape, or form that, like, I was speaking exactly like this. Like, I was extremely lucid. Like, I was not drunk. I mean, no. No. I'm sure I was speaking a little faster because of the Adderall, but not, like, anyways, I just needed to say that. So I call the Westminster police. Yeah, they tell me, because at that point I was speaking with a stutter. And the dispatch woman had the audacity to tell me to call back when I could speak normally. Hello? I got really, really sassy again. Like, this stutter thing has only come out recently. I only found out this year about my severe autism. I'm 32 fucking years old, and I've been through so much bullshit because I've been misdiagnosed. And you have the audacity to tell me to call back when I can speak. Damn it, I forgot to add music again. I keep forgetting. Yeah, but this is why people with autism, like, literally get killed by the fucking cops. Like, hello? Like, it's, you, fuck. Like, no. Fuck, the stuttering's gonna happen right now. And this is why, like, this has happened to me before. Like, I've had my actual back kicked in by a cop. Like, I'm not kidding. I've had to pay thousands of dollars to have it fixed about 10 years ago because I couldn't communicate correctly. And I was told that I was resisting arrest. So, yeah, this is why this is, fuck. This is why this is such a big deal. So yeah, I got a little saucy after that. Okay, so, that happens, and so I get really fucking pissed, obviously. Then I talk to a couple different cops, okay? And they say, like, they literally basically laugh at me and tell me, like, okay, I'm sorry, is there something you'd like us to do? Like, and I was like, I don't know, maybe because it's COVID, maybe because there's a pandemic going on and I shouldn't, like, be going anywhere because I've been told to quarantine. Like, maybe you guys could just, like, run over to Petco really quick. Like, it's the middle of the day. Like, if you have a minute, I don't know. Like, I just need help. Like, who's supposed to help? And it's out of everyone's hands, you know? Like, it's just so messed up. Like, who's supposed to help people in these kind of situations? There is, like, I don't get it. So, yeah, I was told by, I don't know how many cops, like, I just kept calling back, and I just got pissed, because I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't care what is going on right now, like, you guys should at least help a citizen who's asking. So when the cops wouldn't like help me because I have to quarantine, and I also know that I shouldn't drive because I've had some whiskey, like, you know, so you know, whatever. So basically I started taunting the cops. Like, it's actually a little bit funny. Like, I shouldn't have fucking done it, but, like, the other thing about neurodivergent people and people with autism and ADHD and brain trauma and stuff like that, which I don't know if anybody knows, but, like, when you go, and I grew up in a cult, I've been raped, like, I was abused as, like, molested as a kid, like, I don't know. Like, let's just get it all out there right now. How about that? I'm sorry, but, like, do people know that that actually causes brain injury? Injury. Like, as if I had gotten fucking hit in the head. Injury. So it also causes a little bit of emotional regulation issues. Fuck, I'm so sorry, and I should probably go to bed. I hate when people, like, post shit and then they don't tell the entire story, but I got some of it out there. Apparently I need to say more than this. This is way bigger than, like, the Westminster Police or Lutheran Hospital or me getting apprehended. This is about mental health in this country. This is about racial issues in this country. This is about black people getting killed in this country. This is about, like, this is so much bigger than this is so much bigger than this. And this is my, like, I will spend the rest of my fucking life helping people, like, understand trauma, understand mental health, because nobody knows what the fuck they're doing in this country. Anyways, and the police need some serious fucking accountability. Like, is that even, like, what? Okay, yeah, so I hate when people don't finish their fucking stories, so I'm gonna, like, do it again tomorrow, because I feel like I have to be really careful basically about what I say right now and make sure that it's all, like, very, very, you know what I mean? Like, I just have to make sure, I just can't do this when I'm super tired, and let us pray that I will actually sleep. But yeah, I mean, basically, like, all this happened and I got mad at the cops, and then they tracked my phone, showed up at the apartment that I was watching this dog at. We came to an agreement, everything was okay, I told them I wouldn't call again, and then, like, 15 minutes later, a cop and a co-responder from the mental health department show up and tell me that they can fucking break the door down if I don't go with them. I'm sorry, did I say I was gonna hurt myself or anyone else, or am I doing anything wrong? And then they took me in, apprehended me, drugged me against my will, etc., etc. I'll finish it tomorrow. Yeah.
They're reviewing that. She's going to be calling you as well. Okay, her name's Nora.
Yeah, I already called Nora. And
she's going to call you back.
Cool. Well, I hope you guys are ready for, like, the social media storm that is going to hit. I don't care if it takes a year. Like, I'm going to make this shit viral. This is disgusting. Like, I'm sorry. But basically the other thing you're telling me is that, like, there may or may not be body cam footage. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
How is that acceptable, sir? How is that fucking acceptable? I'm dead serious.
Every officer who's part
So you're telling me that not every officer, hold on. You're telling me that not every officer at this point in 2021 in America does not have body cam? So you're telling me that not every officer, hold on. You're telling me that not every officer at this point in 2021 in America does not have body cams? Okay. No, I'm sorry, say that one more time so I can post this all over social media. In Denver, Colorado, in Westminster, Colorado, where there is so much money and you guys drive these nice ass cars and you can come respond to this poor girl and not help her, and George Floyd, and there's all this racism shit, and and people are getting killed by the cops every single day, and there are good cops, don't get me wrong. But you're telling me right now, I want to hear it, that you guys don't all have body cams. And there's all this racism shit, and and people are getting killed by the cops every single day, and there are good cops, don't get me wrong. But you're telling me right now, I want to hear it. That you guys don't all have body cams.
No, ma'am. We've initiated a pilot program. And
Disgusting. Disgusting. That's about to go all over the internet, and I cannot wait because that is disgusting. Why? Why don't... So you guys get to do whatever the hell you want to people, just like you guys just did to me, and nobody has to answer it for it. Is that what you're telling me? Please, say it. Say it out loud. Say it for the camera, sir. Oh, you don't want to? Or you don't want to? Right. Oh, your silence speaks volumes. It speaks volumes.
Explain how you go about getting...
Right. I hope you...
Okay,
then let's talk about it.
Okay, so I'm trying to ask you so I can point you in the correct direction.
There is no correct direction. That's the point, sir.
Okay, so then why are you calling? If there's no...
I'm sorry. I'm calling because I would like to know who...
So the police department is not going to pay for your panic attack.
Right. The police department isn't going to pay for the panic attacks that they caused. And the panic attacks that they caused with... And you guys have no body cams. Is that right? You guys don't have body cams, and you guys can just beat the shit out of people or hurt them or kill them or throw them in a metal cage for no reason, and nobody has to answer for it. Is that right? Yep. So they just hang up. That's the Westminster Police for you. That's the Westminster Police. Really good, boys. Really protecting and serving us. Okay, yeah. And so before anybody, comes for me and is like, don't be so stupid to think that the cops will pay for your panic attacks. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, the point is that somebody should answer for this. You guys don't get to cause serious mental health issues in the name of mental health and then nobody has to pay for that. I am gonna have to pay $600 or $700 to get neurofeedback, which it's a miracle that I even know about that, to get me back to the place where I was before I was apprehended by the cops in terms of anxiety and panic. So who is going to pay for that? I want to know. Seriously. Right, but it's not the cops, it's not the hospital, it's not the mental health unit who supposedly had a right to put me on an M1 hold, but nobody can tell me why. Okay. What you did to me the other night. But you guys can't remember that Elijah McClain happened in Denver, in Colorado. Come on. And you guys still don't have body cams after that. And now something very similar has happened. Can you imagine if I wasn't a rich white woman from middle-class America? I'm not even a rich white woman by any means.
Allie, they did have body cams on.
Oh, for Elijah McClain, but they got, mysteriously knocked off of 3 officers? That apparently couldn't hold a 22-year-old small man? Right, they got knocked off, mysteriously. You guys are a joke. An actual joke.
Allie, I've got another call.
Oh, I'm sure you do, hon. I'm sure you do. Thanks for calling. I hope you guys feel really good about yourselves. If you can do anything that you said you were going to do and call me back, I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck, okay?
Good luck to you, too. Okay. I'm feeling much better. I mean... kind of, but I talked to the lady or the co-worker of the lady who supposedly made the call the other night, and made the call to take me in. I don't know, I still haven't gotten a straight answer on that. But basically I just told her my story and what happened on my end and what happened the week before and what I've been through and what I know and and she she literally was like, what you're saying is profound, and if we had known that, we wouldn't have done that. Thank you. I mean, no, she was actually really kind. I feel so much better that somebody just listened. This is exactly why they need to listen to people. Yeah, and I mean, she literally told me, I shouldn't laugh, but she was like, you need to tell this story. And she asked me to write it down and bring it into them so that she could take it to their superiors and tell them that they shouldn't do this to people. Thank God at least someone listened. I mean, she literally asked me to write it down and write down everything and write down she was like, you really do know better than us. She said that. Like, thank you. Thank you so much for, like, seriously, god damn. I mean, I've been told by every, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I've been told by every mental health professional that I've ever talked to that I should write a book about my stuff, but, like, I don't know. It just meant a lot to me for her to say that. And, I mean, when you're autistic, like, I just can't even explain what it's like to be in this brain. I really, really can't. I mean, basically what I've found out is that, like, you know, I'm essentially about this sounds ridiculous, but I can process things at 4 times the average speed of, or 4 times the speed of an average person, or that I'm 4 times as intelligent as an average person, but that I have the frontal lobe of literally Dory, like from Finding Nemo. Like, that's what it's like to be in my brain. Like, imagine, yeah, it's I'm stuttering now. It's exhausting to say the least. So when I think about, like, Elijah McClain and how, like, there's also a thing with neurodivergent people where they can't speak at times, literally can't speak. This is why this is so important. You guys did exactly to him what you did to me the other night. But you guys can't remember that Elijah McClain happened in Denver, in Colorado. Come on. And you guys still don't have body cams after that. And now something very similar has happened. Can you imagine if I wasn't a rich white woman from middle-class America? I'm not even a rich white woman by any means.
Allie, they did have body cams on.
Oh, for Elijah McClain, but they got, what, mysteriously knocked off of 3 officers that apparently couldn't hold a 22-year-old small man? Right, they got knocked off, mysteriously. You guys are a joke, an actual joke.
Right. Allie, I've got another call.
Oh, I'm sure you do, hon. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Thanks for calling. I hope you guys feel really good about yourselves. If you could do anything that you said you were going to do and call me back, I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck, okay?
Oh, good luck to you, too. Can you stop deflecting for 5 seconds?
I'm just telling you the facts.
I mean, it's disgusting. And I pray to God that one of your 7 grandchildren don't ever end up in the system. Because I'm pretty sure, like, anyone who's ever been affected by the cops in America, doesn't it make you sad that anyone who's ever been touched by the police in America is terrified of you guys? And now, after George Floyd and Elijah McClain, which I would love to know why, and you know what? I'm going to spend the rest of my goddamn life fighting for Elijah McClain. Because it is disgusting that you guys have not done a damn thing about, I'm going to spend the rest of my life. Like, I just got very distracted by that because, why hasn't anyone answered for that, by the way? Can you stop deflecting for 5 seconds?
I'm just telling you the facts.
I mean, it's disgusting. And I pray to God that one of your 7 grandchildren don't ever end up in the system. Because I'm pretty sure, like, anyone who's ever been affected by the cops in America, doesn't it make you sad that anyone who's ever been touched by the police in America is terrified of you guys? And now, after George Floyd and Elijah McClain, which I would love to know why, and you know what? I'm going to spend the rest of my goddamn life fighting for Elijah McClain. Because it is disgusting that you guys have not done a damn thing about, I'm going to spend the rest of my life. Like, I just got very distracted by that because, why hasn't anyone answered for that, by the way? Be sure that every single person in America would pay $10, $15 for you guys to get body cams, for you guys to have an expansion in being able to handle this out of control society. Like, I don't get that. Like, you're literally saying that in the last 40 years, society has become so crazy that the police can no longer handle it. So now you guys just get to kill people, not record yourselves doing it, and, like, that's okay. Like, who's gonna...
What I said, Allie, was in the last 40 years, more and more of society's ills have been put on police.
Then why doesn't somebody work on changing that?
The homelessness problems.
So how come you're not working on that?
They're no more trained or adept to deal with that than anybody else.
So then why do you guys guys get to use excessive force if you're not trained in mental health? Why do you get to use excessive force against someone? That's. Let me get this straight, sir. What's your name again?
Here's
please?
a new
One more
cop.
time.
This is
What
a
was your name?
sergeant.
Sergeant what?
Harris, Harris.
Great. With the Westminster Police Department. I just want that to go on record. It's April 5th. So what you're telling me is after you guys apprehended me against my will, drugged me, threw me, I don't care if it was the hospital or you guys were there. You're telling me that I have to go request a record and take more of my time. You can't look up what officer apprehended me, and there might not be any body damage. Why? Why can't you research that? That is out of control. If I had been arrested, you could look it up in 2 seconds. Right, because I wasn't arrested, and I didn't do anything wrong. And can you say again, was I put on an M1 hold?
You're
What?
placed on an M1 hold, ma'am.
I was?
Yes, you were.
Okay, I thought you said at the beginning of the call that I wasn't. By the co-responder, right. So, why, it's just...
The other...
Damn, I have so many of these. Oh, this one's good too. This
Sure,
one's really
everyone,
good.
especially in the United States, would gladly pitch in, I don't know, $5 so that you guys can make sure that every cop has a body cam. There's no excuse for that. There is absolutely no excuse for that. Because
There's
now,
not.
guess what? People like me have no say. I have nothing. I have nothing except for my word and this big-ass regulatory system. Right, yeah. So how is that acceptable? No, I want to know how that's acceptable, and I want to know if that's even like...
I'm not... I work as a co-responder.
Right. But I'm sorry, Nora, a co-responder is why I'm in this situation.
Right, and you're not happy with
I'm not happy. No, Nora, can I ask you something, Nora?
And, yeah,
I'm not happy.